Hello, gentlemen. Thank you so very much. First, I want to say thank you so much for serving our country. And Mr. Hargrove and Mr. Massengale, Mr. Hargrove.
Yes.
I'd like to start with, how do you two gentlemen know each other? Why don't you answer first, Mr. Massengale?
Well, it goes back to really Montford Point, not Montford Point, but Quantico. He was one in boot camp before and then I was transferred to Quantico later, and we was into the same organization. I think we was about a month apart.
Yes.
Yeah, in training. And there we end up working in the same
Area.
area.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. So you all just became friends then and just remained friends and lost touch over time, or?
Yeah, well, after you know you're amongst one another for some time, then you get to know more about the other one. It so happened we find out that we both are from the same area, Alabama,
Birmingham.
I lived about 6-8 miles from where he did, but so happened his aunt was a pastor of a church 2 blocks from where I live. And she used to bring him out to the church.
Mhm.
Now, not knowing that later on in years that we were going to meet and be big buddies.
Wow. Wow. So you met long before you were in the service.
Right.
Mm.
Wow. Wow. Amazing. Wow. So what else can you add to that?
Well,
Mr. Harper?
During that time, going to the church, I had to sit on the front row, and I better not go to sleep. She was very strict, and it was her way of breaking into the ministry. Was not actually not heard of for women in that day and time. There's a lot of women pastors and bishops today, but during the 40s, that was a no-no. And husbands just didn't allow that. So it became a separation family-wise. So what would happen, the husband wouldn't go to the church. She could go, but he wasn't about to go. But this is how we really linked up. And then later we were at Quantico together, and it was approximately 25 African-American Marines on that base. And we had to stay together. We became brothers because during that time, a lot of people didn't want us in the Marine Corps. And when you go out on liberty, it had to be at least 3 of us together at one time to avoid being jumped or assaulted by other Marines. But we survived, and we had a few fights. But we never lost any, though.
It's true.
Wow. Wow.
Yes.
Wow. That's good. So approximately what year was that in Quantico?
Well, I went there in 1949,
Okay.
and so did Lewis, yeah.
So you
Yeah.
you pretty much went in at different times and just
Yes.
slightly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What were some of the what can you say was the biggest challenge in serving during that time?
Well, first of all, I did not know that the Marine Corps was segregated. The recruiters that had you to sign up for the branch of service didn't tell you that. And you didn't find it out until you got to Montford Point. And you look around and says, what have I got myself into? But you're so pressed into training, that doesn't cross your mind. The thing you want to do is get out of there alive, because our training was much gruesome and probably went a little further than the book called for. Because I think the drill instructors want to prove a point, that we can take these colored boys and make Marines out of them. And I'll tell you, they did. They carried us to the point as far as they could without losing you. And several times at Montford Point, they marched us in the bay at night as a bay on the waters. And the drill instructor was come in off of Liberty or somewhere and march us in that bay with our rifles over our head. And you better not get wet. And surprisingly, we never lost anyone in our platoon. I don't know about early or late, because they don't talk about that. Yeah. Right.
Yeah,
So what was one of your big?
we had more of a challenge.
Yeah.
The DI that we had, and his name was Charlie Shaw. Big, tall dude, you know, and he just put the fear into you, the way you approach you. And like he said, at night, even during the day, they have different tactics that they'll do to get your attention.
Yeah.
Discipline. And one of the things that he used an awful lot is, oh, I'm going to give you guys a break today. Go put your rifles away. Oh boy, this is great. And come back out. He drills us over to a pile of logs, about yay big, and the same length of the rifle, but all the bark is taken off, so it's slick. And then he drilled us into this same bay that they was in.
Yeah.
But we had to maintain this log in the port arm position. You ever try to take a piece of wood and hold it underwater? You don't.
No.
The lower you hold it, the more buoyancy you get,
Yes.
and it'll flip you in the water. But you will stand at attention in this water. And some of us accomplish it, and sometimes we get a chance to try it a few more times. Not at our choice. But that was doing the DI, the black DIs. Now, I can imagine what the Marines went through, the recruits went through before we did, back in 42, 43.
Mm.
What they in 44, those, because they had white DIs. And the white DIs didn't take it very light. They was really hard on them.